Well, we're waiting to get started here. And the officials were checking on the starting lineup for Boston College. We didn't think DeMar Langford was starting. He is. Apparently that's all right. We're good to go. Dot your I's, cross your T's, Huck.
Well, get it going, and we got some basketball.
All right, here we go. Boston College starts with it, coming off a loss here at home Saturday, 70-60. Earl Grant, as has often been the case this year, he would love a slower pace. He's got the two big men again in the starting lineup, James Karnick and Quentin Post.
He said turnovers is going to be key in this one. Miami leads the ACC in steals per game. You must take care of the ball and then limit transition opportunities.
They use the entire shot clock, and James Karnick gets the jumper to go.
And Mike, that's exactly what you were talking about. Earl Grant, he said, look, we want to get deep in the shot clock, we get ball reversals and make them work on the defensive end.
See the starters for Miami. A 5-out offense. Sam Waardenburg, 21 in orange, plays the 5. This is Jordan Miller, the 4, to go along with the 3 great guards. Offensive rebound. Charlie Moore off the crossover, blew a tire, and a turnover.
And this is just great hustle right here. DeMar with the beautiful hustle play. And then right here, Karnick, he is going to be the X factor for Boston College. They tend to play well when he gets it going early offensively.
A bump on Sam Waardenburg and a foul, and to your point, maybe that's where BC has the advantage, at least in terms of the size.
Yeah, and that's something that Earl Grant said he wants to do. Don't settle for jumpers, but you must get backdoor cuts. I think that's going to be key in this game against Miami. They're very aggressive in the passing lanes. Boston College must do a really good job. Ball security, I think ball fakes anytime you play against aggressive defense like Miami plays.
And that's the way Jim Larrañaga has constructed it. Knowing what they lack in size and rebounding, he wants to force turnovers instead. Karnick. Too strong on the triple try. He's coming off 17 in that loss to Clemson here Saturday. Cam McGusty, number 5 scorer in the ACC. Here's Jaden Zachary. He turns it over. Isaiah Wong back the other way, part of the great backcourt along with Charlie Moore and McGusty.
Hard to find a better backcourt in the ACC. These 3 guys, when they get it going, they are tough, right on cue. That guy right there is a matchup problem. Mid-range game, lethal. He can shoot the 3, put it down on the ground, but I think his length and ability to raise up over defenders really special to watch.
6th-year senior from Texas having a career year. Zachary can't answer, and Sam Waardenburg clears it. Earl Grant said to us today, Miami wants the possession total in the 70s. Boston College wants it in the mid-60s. Moore. Wong. Yes.
Mike, when I called the Duke game, Mike Krzyzewski said Charlie Moore might be the pickup of the year, grad transfers in the ACC. He has made a difference for this team because of his ability to get into the lane and make plays like that, kick it out to open shooters.
And he's been so good on the defensive end as well. We were talking with Jim Larrañaga today, and when you talk about all the steals that Miami has generated, Charlie Moore's the head of the snake.
Yeah, he leads the way, and that's what makes them so difficult. If you do not secure the ball, they are aggressive, and then they are very active right on cue in the passing lane.
McGusty finds Moore after Zachary's 2nd turnover.
If you turn it over, they're going to make you pay. Unselfish play by Cam McGusty. That time he could have easily shot that one, gave it up to his teammate, and that's something Coach Larrañaga has talked about, how unselfish all these guys are.
Miller picks off the pass and gets the lob.
They are putting on a clinic right now. Off of turnovers, you can't run your transition offense any better.
9-0 run. 6 of the points off the turnovers, and Post with a response for Boston College.
And that's going to be there right there. Miami with the smaller lineup. Post and Karnik, I think you have to get the ball into the paint if you're Boston College every possession.
Tough step back is short. McGusty nearly got his own miss. Good hustle play from Makai Ashton-Langford, but another BC turnover. Looks like wrestling out here on the floor. 2 points for a takedown, and it sends us to a timeout. Off the turnover, Miller gives it up and gets it back from Charlie Moore.
What they feast off of, turnovers, and then they are one of the best transition offensive teams in the ACC. Right here, another turnover, get it back, beautiful basketball in transition, all set up, Mike, by their defense. And that was the concern for Earl Grant coming into this game against Miami. You take a look at their numbers, they are the best at forcing turnovers and then creating offense off of those turnovers.
And again, this is what Jim Larrañaga saw when he looked at his roster and the lack of height and the lack of weight, really, in a lot of the players in the front court. When he looked at it in the summer and he said, we're going to force teams into turnovers instead because of what we lack with that size. Coming out of the timeout, Jaden Zachary picks up his first foul. What a season it's been for Miami, led by Jim Larrañaga. His 11th season in Coral Gables, and with a win tonight, he would set the Miami program record for wins.
Simply put, one of the best in the business. I mean, there's no doubt about it, no debate about it. He's one of the best. Everywhere he has gone, he has won. And time again, I think the big thing is the player development, how guys continue to get better underneath him. And again, just simply put, he is the best, one of the best in the business in coaching. He is that good.
Didn't it look like he was having a lot of fun today at shoot-around? We even said that to him. Like, he just looks so clearly like he's enjoying this group and this ride they've been on.
Well, they had a lot of injuries the previous year. As he said, look, the biggest thing, we've avoided those injuries, and it's been pleasant coaching this group. And they have performed above what everybody expected coming into this season.
They've got it up by 7, 5 minutes in off the Zachary miss. Wong stopped on a dime. That is smooth.
One of the best shot makers and most difficult shot. That's a tough matchup. Jaden Zachary, a very good defender. Isaiah Wong, though, that time had him on skates. Step back jumper off the pullback. That is a big time move.
7 of the 13 from Isaiah Wong. Karnik got fouled. He'll go to the line for a pair.
And I've said this before, Isaiah Wong, just a tough matchup right there. Again, you got him going downhill, pull it back, and then raise up. He is such a difficult matchup. Mike, on the other end, I like what Boston College is doing. They're settling back into this, and the key thing is Karnik and Post, they're two bigs. They need to touch the ball in the paint on every possession, whether it's zone or man by Miami. They need to be patient and then get those guys paint touches.
And a guy in Karnik who's been playing so well recently. Double figures in 7 of his last 8, and in his last half dozen, he's averaging 14 and 8 per ball game.
I'd say that's pretty good.
All 5 from Karnik and Post. But you see Miami hot offensively. Anthony Walker not on the same page with Bensley Joseph. Earl Grant told us today he feels like, yeah, they're still in the valley. That's a metaphor he's used all season, but he admits they have taken a big step to get out of it.
He's done a really nice job, and I'd say well ahead of schedule where many thought they would be this year. He's done a nice job of bringing some energy to this Boston College program.
Post on the stick back. All the points have come from the BC bigs, and they're within a half dozen. Bensley Joseph, 4 in the orange. He's from just up the road, about 8 miles away, Arlington, Massachusetts. And he said he's got about 120 family and friends here, and they're all watching the Isaiah Wong show.
I'm going to tell you right now, his step back, lethal, or one of the best in college. He can pull it back and then raise up over you. You have to have, I think, length on him to try to bother his shot. He is so shifty. I mean, this right here is just an NBA move. Through the legs, cross it back, and then just raise up over you. Nothing but bottoms. One of the best one-on-one players. Really difficult matchup.
He's got the last 7 for the Canes. Makai Ashton-Langford escaped the trap. And last touch by Karnik. It's the 5th BC turnover.
That one right there, Makai Ashton-Langford needs to bring that ball to the wing and let the wing player make that post-entry pass. They're trying to make that post-entry pass really almost out by the 3-point line on a really bad angle. Swing it to the wing and then let Karnik continue to establish post position.
Karnik, by the way, will take a seat now, so BC will go a little bit smaller here. And McGusty to the bench as well for Miami. The crowd tried to convince Ted Valentine into calling a walk. He didn't bite. Wong scoops. He will go to the line. Man, he is confident right now.
They're just isolating right now. I mean, they're just going pro. We're going to identify the matchup we want. We're just going to let Isaiah Wong get the ball off a couple of ball swings. And if you're not going to help, that's a tough matchup right there. And they're going to continue to go to him until Boston College is either forced to double or try to go zone. But right now, one-on-one, they like that matchup, and they're going to continue to give the ball to Isaiah Wong.
For a Miami team that's already got 20 wins, Joe Lunardi says right now they're a 10 seed. And again, they're trying to secure the double bye, though they have dropped 2 of their last 3, including a 1-point loss Saturday against Virginia Tech. The lead at 11. This is Brevin Galloway, known for his outside shooting. Makai Ashton-Langford, nice reverse.
He leads the way for Boston College in points per game. That's a great offensive possession. And heads up play by Makai Ashton-Langford. Beautiful reverse with the finish.
His first points. Step back again, almost went down another time for Isaiah Wong. Post. Nice drop step and finish.
And that's what I'm talking about on the post entry pass. That time, better angle. You don't have as much congestion on that side, and then get the ball down low to post where he has a clear size advantage. Smart offense by Boston College.
He's got 3 inches on Walker, and as you said, let him go to work. Zachary picks up his 2nd foul. 7-point game here at Connie Forum in Chestnut Hill. Makai Ashton-Langford going toe-to-toe with these Miami guards. Late night.
I am so pumped.
Here's how the ACC tournament looks right now. Let's work left to right. Boston College knows it's going to play on day 1 because Florida State got a win today. And then as you go to the right, of course, you want to be a top 4 seed. Duke, outright regular season champions because of that Florida State win over Notre Dame. Miami locks up a top 4 spot with a win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a huge game for Miami, but I think this right here, something we've talked about, the turnaround. You look at the 3 schools, Notre Dame, Miami, and Wake. Really, it's been a remarkable year for all 3 schools.
Those 3 head coaches and Mike Krzyzewski are probably your top 4 candidates for ACC Coach of the Year.
And I know a lot of the discussion is Steve Forbes, rightfully so. What he's done at Wake, really unbelievable. Nobody expected that. But Jim Larrañaga, I'm going to give him some credit and also some love for that, because I think not maybe as much as Wake, but not too many folks thought they would be in a top 4 potential finish. He's done an outstanding job with this team.
Wong misfires. Tracks down his own miss, though. Moore. Whoa. Tough turnaround after he stopped on a dime.
And Miami has scored off of all of Boston College's turnovers, 6 turnovers, and that's 12 points off of turnovers in this game. Right now, that is the story for Boston College. They must do a better job taking care of the ball.
They run the shot clock here. Langford driving, no. And here comes Miami. Blocking foul on Makai Ashton-Langford. That's his first. Hey, Coach K's final game at Cameron is Saturday, and ACC Network will be there with a unique and exclusive look at this historic game against UNC with our coverage starting at 4:30 Eastern. The Nothing But Net pregame show. They'll also be there for halftime and postgame coverage. And at 6, you can get an alternate view. Right here on ACCN, we'll have a Coach K cam covered from every possible angle, Huck.
That's going to be legendary right there, obviously. He is one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. His farewell tour, and a lot of eyes will be on that game.
Isn't it crazy that ACC outright regular season title? This is the first one for Duke since '06, J.J. Redick's senior year. After the Sam Waardenburg 3, the lead is a dozen, and Post cuts into that, and he's got 8 for the Eagles.
Every time they've gotten a clean post entry pass in there, they've scored.
McGusty working on Langford. Tough follow-away rolls off, and Post clears it.
A nice block out that time by Post and Karnick to come up with the defensive rebound.
See, that's what you're talking about with post entry.
You think it's open, but they are so good at disguising. Jim Larrañaga told us a story, but he said, these guys do a really good job disguising like you have an open gap, and then they have a really good timing of shooting the gaps and coming up with these steals.
McGusty knocks it down. They score it a 3. We'll see if they go have a look on it. McGusty's right foot close to the tape. Langford was calling for it in the mid post, didn't get it from Galloway. Post wants it. Makai Ashton-Langford can't stroke it. Battle on the offensive glass, and it's Miami basketball.
And Mike, this is what I'm talking about right here. Again, it looks like that's open there, and then look at their hands. And then last second right there, McGusty comes in and comes up with this steal. They do a nice job making you think you have an open passing lane, and then they get a lot of deflections.
And it's 15 Miami points off the BC turnovers. McGusty, Moore, Wooga, Poplar, Miller, and Waardenburg, the 5 for Jim Larrañaga. Nifty pass from Moore, and Waardenburg swirls it out. Kept alive, and Moore tipped it to Miller.
And I'm glad you saw that. That is an unbelievable heads-up play by Charlie Moore. He knew he couldn't get the rebound, but tipped it to his teammate, who was wide open underneath the basket.
Langford follows his own miss. Charlie Moore is so crafty.
Well, for me, he is one of the best, if not the best, point guard in the ACC.
Poplar a little bit out of control on the drive. BC running. Kanye Jones lost it. Good hands from Moore. BC recovers. Jones off the shot fake. Too strong. Post making an impact here in this first half for Boston College.
They're trying to get Post posted up. Charlie Moore is on him, and they cannot get the ball into the post.
Langford going one-on-one, forced into a tough two, and he hits.
Well, that wasn't a pretty offensive possession, but if you're Boston College, you will definitely take that. Not much ball movement.
Oh, nice pass. McGusty to Miller.
And on the other end, what's happening, Mike? Well, they have Boston College so spread out over the floor on the court. They're running their actions, and then they're getting high percentage shots every time down.
A trap along the sideline. And Miami takes over. Well, Charlie Moore, around these parts, he's usually known for his work outdoors, but doing it inside County Forum tonight.
Here we go, Billy Switch.
Jim Larrañaga saying he's been all around the world. And on top of these 4 programs, remember, too, he was originally committed to Memphis before Josh Pastner left to take the Georgia Tech job.
Well, for me, he has been the key for Miami's success this season. Yes, Isaiah Wong. Yes, Cam McGusty are very good. Sam Waardenburg, to me, is an X-factor guy. But for me, Charlie Moore is the guy that makes this offense go. It flows so smoothly with him, and he is one of the best assist guys in college basketball.
You mentioned that he might be the best point guard in the ACC. Jim Larrañaga said to us today, for my money, he's absolutely the best point guard in the ACC.
And he said, look, no disrespect to any other guys, but pure point guards. You know, he talked about Kihei Clark, who I put up there as well, one of the top. But he said, look, what he has done this year for this team, hard to argue that one with Coach Larrañaga.
Hey, Monday night, we'll have the final 2 episodes of the tournament, a history of ACC men's basketball, right here on ACCN. Episode 9 takes you into 2008, starts at 9 Eastern. Then the finale, 2009 through 2020. You can watch these and past episodes always on the ESPN app. Miami leads by 15. Isaiah Wong's got 14 to pace the Canes. Quentin Post leads BC with 8 and 5, and he's finding Karnick for 2.
Yeah, it's beautiful interior passing. Miami certainly has made it difficult. Right now, though, defensively for Boston College, the problem has been Isaiah Wong. He has been the one guy they've been unable to keep under control. 12 points already in this first half.
Zachary did a nice job on him there. Now Sam Waardenburg directs traffic with the shot clock winding down, and Miller draws a foul.
And this may be the best post-entry solution for Boston College. Big to big. That time, Quentin Post, heads-up play. That time looked like 3 Miami players on him. Heads-up play to pass it to Karnick, who's cutting to the basket.
Quentin Post might need to go Rip Hamilton and keep that mask going, because he's playing quite well, and it's got its own Twitter account now. QP's mask.
That would bother me, and I obviously protecting, but me as a player, I did not like having anything, whether it was I didn't like getting tape or obviously wearing any type of face shield. I ripped that thing off immediately. They tried one on me. I took a pretty good whack to the nose and was not working for me.
So you're telling me no Huckabee shooting sleeve?
No, there would not be any of that, but it's worked for him. He has played well with it.
He does admit it's kind of hard to see sometimes. He's had himself a good first half here for Boston College. Tried to step out and hit from the corner. Four and a half to go in this first half at County Forum. Malcolm Huckabee, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you. Gusty, block 2.
In this first half, they have continued to execute almost to perfection offensively with their spacing and then their ball movement and movement off the ball.
Galloway connects from long range, his first points tonight. Yeah, you've talked a few times about this Miami spacing. It's what they've done at this end of the floor all season. Sam Waardenburg's their 5, and they play 5 out. Wong is cooking in this first half. 17 for Isaiah Wong. Gusty thought he stripped it cleanly. Instead, Larrañaga draws the foul. BC's got 22. Isaiah Wong's got 17 by himself. Having a heck of a first half on the road.
There's a moment. The moment we asked, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher?
Put an article that dropped today on ESPN.com about Mike Krzyzewski. That's as good a writer, writing about as good a coach as there is in this sport.
One of the best, if not the best, to do it, and great praise. All these coaches have such a great mutual respect, and obviously with Coach K, this being his last time around, you can't help but smile at some of these comments and some of the interactions that these coaches have had with Coach K over the years.
And Jim Larrañaga reflecting on that game, and you already mentioned it, that you had the Miami-Duke game earlier this year.
Yeah, it really was a fun one, and Shane Larkin was in that old school picture right there. I think Jim Larrañaga, one of the best player development guys out there. The job that he did with Shane Larkin, turning him into ACC Player of the Year, the guy that was a pro. Not too many people had him coming out being and having that type of career, not only at Miami, but afterwards.
Well, you talked about how good Miami's been offensively here in the first half because of that BC out of the timeout in a zone. The lead at 15 in the final 3 minutes of this first half. Langford misfires. Karnik tracks it down. Kept it alive. Makai Ashton-Langford is going to the line on a blocking foul on Bensley Joseph.
And this is what BC needs more of right here. Hustle play. Karnik getting after it, keeping the possession alive, and then their energy guy, Makai Ashton-Langford. He has been the leader of this team. Talked about him leading the team in points per game, but always been impressed with his energy. He's always high energy, high motor guy for Boston College.
He was slow to get up. This is a guy who's been banged up, but playing through it throughout this season. You see he's had that left wrist taped. That goes back to a game in December. Left hand. He had his neck and back get banged up earlier this year as well.
That's a lot of ailments he's dealing with, and Coach Grant and staff really just rave about his toughness, the leadership, and as you talked about, playing through some injuries.
Boy, he missed both. BC as a team 2 for 6 from the free throw line in this first half. Moore accelerated, and Miller follows it up. Nice first half for Jordan Miller, who's got 9. Joseph defending Larrañaga. Came up empty. Karnik, another loose ball, saves it. Galloway wide left. Rebound ripped down by Miller.
That plays into the hands of Miami, settling for contested deep threes.
Quick shot can get him out running too off a long rebound, right?
If you're Boston College, Earl Grant, he talked to us. He said, look, we need to be patient offensively and then get paint touches.
Oh, the scoop nearly there for Gianni Thompson, the freshman, just down the road in Newton. Final 90 ticks. of this first half. Miller. Late shot clock here for Miami. Joseph was out on the baseline, and a Miami turnover. Hey, coming up on the State Farm halftime report, Drew Carter, Dallin Cuff, KJ Smith, the Brain Trust, they're hanging out in the studio. Talking about that game in Tallahassee. Don't look now, but how about Florida State, Virginia, and now Notre Dame?
I tell you what, Florida State's a scary team. If they are healthy, I would not want to see them come ACC tournament.
Thompson can't get it to go out of the corner. Another BC offensive rebound. Thompson on the reload. Another offensive rebound for Karnick, and a foul on Charlie Moore.
That's great work by James Karnick on the offensive glass. Great ball movement, unselfish play that time. And then Karnick getting on the offensive glass.
Seven offensive rebounds for Boston College here in this first half. Just trying to convert that into more second chance points.
Well, the problem is really, and this is what Earl Grant definitely will be talking to them about going into the half, Miami 17 points off of turnovers. He talked about it right when we asked him keys for the game. He said, look, we got to take care of the ball. Miami leads the ACC in steals per game. They enforced their will defensively and created offense off of turnovers.
It's about a 7 or 8 second difference between game and shot clock. And Jim Larrañaga will take his use it or lose it timeout in the final 30 seconds of this first half. We'll take it with him and then right back to Chestnut Hill.
There's a moment.
Regular season champions, Notre Dame for now in the 2 spot, North Carolina in the 3 spot, and again Miami with a win secures a top 4 finish.
Huge game for Miami, and right now 25 seconds left to go in the first half. This guy right here with the ball, though, has been a problem, matchup problem in the first half for Boston College.
17 for Isaiah Wong, who's going off the bounce, attacking through a lot of contact, no whistle. Here comes Boston College. Final 5 seconds of the half. A block at the rim by Joseph. And a full court heave just off the mark for the hometown kid, playing in front of family and friends with a great defensive play to back up this Miami offense in the first half.
Well, if you're Jim Larrañaga, you have to be pleased with how your team came out defensively. 17 points off of turnovers, and then Isaiah Wong was on fire in the first half.
40-25, the halftime margin.
He was efficient, and then he took, for him, high-quality shots.
56% field goal shooting for Miami. Only 3 turnovers, and then you saw all the points off of turnovers that Miami's generated.
And Jim Larrañaga said it best. Boston College, they're bigger. They had some points in the paint with their 2 bigs, Post and Karnick, but they have to be a little bit more patient offensively.
That's just the second made 3 for Boston College, and it comes courtesy of Makai Ashton-Langford. Top scorer, only had 2 points first half.
Well, when in doubt, just tee it up. What do I know? And that's a great start, though, for Boston College. Makai Ashton-Langford, we talked about his leadership, but they're going to have to get some stops, in particular keeping Wong under control in the second half.
Malcolm Huckabee, Mike Monaco back with you. Miami by 12. Moore, no. Miller, yes. He's in the double figures with 11, Jordan Miller.
He's done a nice job. That's twice now in this game. He's gotten on the offensive glass. It's all set up because of their spacing.
Final week of the regular season. Boston College knows that it is playing on day 1 of the ACC tournament. Miami trying to finish top 4.
And again, back to my comment about spacing, because Miami does a good job spacing the floor. When you get dribble drives, the defense is forced to help, leaving open some opportunities for offensive rebounds.
And Miami, who struggles so much on the glass, they're only -1 rebounding margin against the size of BC that we've been talking about and that Jim Larrañaga mentioned. Makai Ashton-Langford got fouled in the air. Now that's the third on Cam McGusty.
Makai Ashton-Langford, his last 5 games, we talked about him being the glue guy that does a little bit of everything. He's averaged close to 5 assists per game, 3 rebounds, and close to 2 steals per game. So he's not only leading them in scoring, but he's also getting it done with an assist and then on the defensive side for Boston College.
We were chatting with him earlier this year, and he said he feels like he's gotten better this year with his composure. And he's not rushing as much. He's not taking as many bad shots as he thought he was earlier in the year.
He really is, for me, the leader of this team. And they're going to need that. And right now, he draws the assignment of matching up against Isaiah Wong, the one guy that hurt Boston College in the first half.
Waardenburg, blocking foul on Zachary. Sam Waardenburg is in a load of pain. Indispensable piece on this Miami team, who missed all the last year with a foot injury.
Right here again, excellent spacing. Waardenburg with it. Yeah, again, right there. Ooh. And we have the luxury of, if we take a look at Waardenburg getting up, that's a good sign. But it was simultaneous, and Teddy Valentine, again, the veteran official, yeah, that's a good call. Again, now he's outside the restricted area, but you have to give that offensive player a chance. He already looked like he was going up, Waardenburg, and that's a big-time finish.
Through the contact and now through the pain. Trying to stamp a three-point play. And he does. Boy, how key has he been? Jim Larrañaga said to us today, it destroyed us when we didn't have him last year.
Well, their spacing, we talked about them being undersized, but what makes them really difficult, Waardenburg's passing. He's a guy also, too, that can put it on the floor, as we saw in that last play.
Oh, he lost Quinton Post, who's into double figures with 10 points now. Nice bounce back for Quinton Post, the 7-footer from Amsterdam and the Mississippi State transfer, after he was quiet and in foul trouble Saturday. Waardenburg knocks it down.
You just can't run offense any better. I mean, Jim Larrañaga, you asked him what he was impressed with. But they had it going offensively. Yes, Isaiah Wong had 17 in that first half, but also the other guys had some high-quality looks like that last possession.
Makai Ashton-Langford starting to cook here coming out of halftime. He's got 8 since the break.
Oh, look at the spacing for Miami. This has been problematic. Ball screen actions and then a lot of movement without the ball. And then when you have guys like that guy right there, Cam McGusty and Isaiah Wong, they get you spaced out off of ball rotations, and then they get you isolated, and they're identifying matchups they want.
Cam is sneaking a peek at the scoreboard. He's into double figures with 10 now, as BC draws a foul on the drive. I mean, this has been clinical offensively from the Canes.
Yeah, really not any other way. Look at it, look at the spacing. You got the floor spread right here, unselfish play, extra pass, wide open three for Waardenburg. And when you have a 5 like Sam Waardenburg out on the court that can dribble, he can pass it, but then also stretch the D shooting threes. That's what's made them really a difficult matchup in the ACC.
They rank as a top 20 offense in the entire country, and they've been one of the best in the country at limiting their turnovers, and they've only got 3 tonight to go along with nearly 60% shooting from the floor.
Well, if Boston College is going to get back into this game, I think it's going to start offensively They really dug themselves a hole with the turnovers. Points off of turnovers in that first half. Really hard to be in a game when you give up 17 points off of turnovers.
Galloway shadowing McGusty. Now Waardenburg facilitating with Moore. Waardenburg off the shot fake. He's driving, taking the contact and going to the line.
This is what Jim Larrañaga said when we asked him about the importance of Sam Waardenburg. He said, look, yes, he can pass it. Yes, he can shoot it. But he also is a guy that can put it on the floor. And he's a tough matchup for opposing 5 men in the ACC. You see, he's got a quick first step. You have to honor his jumper.
You know, I really enjoyed when we were chatting with Jim Larrañaga. He was talking about how veteran his team is and how they're all working on maybe their first, maybe their second Masters. Mid-conversation, he stops talking to us. He looks over at Sam and goes, Sam, second Masters, right? About to graduate with it? Sam's like, yep, as humble as can be.
I really love, and both these coaches talk about the importance of helping these young men with life after hoops. As we take a look at Brevin Galloway now, and that's 3 now. Galloway and also Makai Ashton-Langford knocking down threes.
Yeah, 3 threes these first 4 minutes out of halftime for Boston College. Hanging around, and now off the turnover, Galloway wants it. He gets it. He hoists it. Can't knock it down. Boy, that would have been huge for BC to keep inching back into this, and now Post gets a block on Wong. Langford. Galloway moves it. Makai Ashton-Langford on the scoop, no. Couple missed opportunities for BC in transition here. Boy, could have cut it to single digits had they had those 5. Moore. Shot clock at the end, and Wong comes up short. And Zachary gets to the loose ball, and he draws a foul on Jordan Miller. Early second half, Miami leads by 14.
There are all kinds of products in this world, things that make life easier.
Offensively.
Well, they've done a great job spacing the floor right here. BC spread out. Charlie Moore with the dribble drive right here. Again, excellent spacing, extra pass that time to Sam Waardenburg for a wide open 3. And it all is set up because they have great guard play. Charlie Moore, Isaiah Wong, and then Cam McGusty. They're able to dribble drive and either create for themselves or set their teammates up for some high percentage shots.
And it leads to an equal opportunity offense because Wong's got the 17. Waardenburg has 11. Jordan Miller has 11. Cam McGusty's got 10 as well, and Charlie Moore is orchestrating it all.
Well, the good news, though, for Boston College, they're still within striking distance of this game. They've done a nice job hanging around, knocking down some threes.
And then off the 3, the shot fake into the mid-range for Brevin Galloway.
And that's twice now. He's used the shot fake to improve his position, get a higher percentage shot.
Earl Grant just said he's playing with a leg and a half right now. Said the knee that's bothered him all season. Moore. Good extra pass. Waardenburg in and out. Offensive rebound, Walker. Volleyballed around and somehow kept in by Wong and the Canes. Moore rejecting the ball screen. Shot clock winding down. Charlie Moore missed it in tight. And here comes Boston College trying to wedge closer. Zachary pushes. Rolls off the rim. Wong accelerates. Isaiah Wong to the cup.
That's one of the few times Boston College poor transition D. Nobody picked up Isaiah Wong. He just kept going to the basket.
First points for Wong since halftime. Post wants the post entry from this direction. Waardenburg came around, got spiked off a Walker, and then post down on the baseline, and a BC turnover.
Well, Boston College, with the exception of the turnovers, they've been decent getting back in transition. Right here, Isaiah Wong, nobody picks him up. And he just dribbles right down the middle that time. Easy bucket off the miscommunication in transition defense by Boston College.
Joseph scores his first points tonight. Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers for BC. We talked a lot about it early. Boston College had gone more than 13 minutes of game action between turnovers. They had really cleaned that up. Now they give it away right on cue. Joseph can't lay it in. BC with numbers back the other way. Good recovery by Miami. Makai Ashton-Langford. McGusty back for the Canes. Spinning on Galloway and a walk. Hey, Saturday, we've got it covered from all angles. Coach K's final game at Cameron. ACC Network. Our coverage starts 4:30 Eastern. The Nothing But Net pregame show. The Sonic Blockbuster, the game itself over on ESPN. Curtain call coverage here on ACC Network during the game. Here in Chestnut Hill, the lead 16 for Miami. Galloway, no. Out of bounds and back to Miami on the other side. Coming up on the midway point, second half, Miami leads Boston College.
Here we go, Billy. Swing hard, buddy.
41 is the Miami lead over Boston College. About 12 to go, second half from County Forum. Closing down the back half of our ACC Network doubleheader. It started at Littlejohn with a 3-point Clemson win over Georgia Tech. Good action in the ACC all night. Florida State with a win in Tallahassee over Notre Dame, who entering the night still had a shot at sharing the ACC regular season title with Duke. Miami has been excellent offensively tonight. Late shot clock for the Canes. McGusty gives it up. Waardenburg strokes it and buries it.
And that's a tough break for Boston College. They were playing pretty good defense. Had Miami in a scramble situation. Got it deep in the shot clock, and then Waardenburg. Big three for Miami.
He's got 11 in the second half alone. Tough pass and a turnover from Bensley. Joseph draws the ire of Jim Larrañaga.
Yeah, he's saying, look, we have a sizable lead right now, but this last possession right here by Miami, again, Boston College got him within 1 second, I believe, in the shot clock right there. And Waardenburg, another nice ball fake and an open three.
Zachary, his first points. The sophomore junior college transfer originally from Salem, Wisconsin. Wong shut off on the baseline. Boy, quick first step. Wong is slithering. McGusty off target. Makai Ashton-Langford jet quick, and he's blocked by Walker, but goaltending.
Well, Makai Ashton-Langford right here, heads up play, beautiful crossover finish. Now, although he's getting a goaltend, look at the elbows. Woo, my goodness, elbows up over the rim. Almost caught that one.
Anthony Walker can soar. Junior at 6'9" out of Baltimore. Lead at 15. We tick under 10 to go in the second half. Moore turns it over. Makai Ashton-Langford pushes, finishes with a left hand.
You cannot do it any better. Little Euro, bring it over the top and then finish with the left hand. Makai Ashton-Langford trying to bring some life.
He's got a team high 14, and he forces Jim Larrañaga into a timeout here in Chestnut Hill.
There are all kinds.
Talked about his energy. I think the threes were huge. Starting off that second half, he got it going from beyond the arc, and then defensively, he's created some offense off of turnovers. Right here, a beautiful finish with the left hand.
Still a long way to go, and BC is on a 6-0 run. You mentioned some of the defense from Makai Ashton-Langford and the Eagles as well. Miami's turned it over 3 times in its last 5 possessions. They only turned it over 3 times the entire first half. And off a Gusty miss, BC back with it. And Gianni Thompson gives it away. McGusty knifes to the basket, and a held ball. Arrow does keep it at this end. Monday night, final 2 episodes of the tournament, a history of ACC men's basketball. It's been an awesome docuseries right here on ACCN, episode 9 and 10. All these and past episodes on the ESPN app. So another Miami turnover here, and Jim Larrañaga's irritated.
Well, it's a 13-point game, and credit Boston College hanging around in this one. Looked like Miami was going to run away with it. Got it to as high as 19, and then Boston College, some nice defensive stops. And offensively, Makai Ashton-Langford has got it going.
Zachary turns it over. McGusty couldn't rescue it, and BC gets a second life. Gotta limit turnovers in the next 8:47 if you're Boston College and you're going to pull closer.
Yeah, again, back to what happened in the first half. If you dribble, drive, any soft pass, they're going to get their hands on it. I mean, they're just active. You have to know if you're Boston College, they're going to try to shoot the gap. You must either get some backdoor cuts or make sure it's short.
Oh, the follow for Gianni Thompson.
This right here, nice backdoor cut by Makai Ashton-Langford, and then Gianni Thompson getting on the offensive glass. Much needed bucket for Boston College to cut the deficit to 11.
As close as they've been in this half. Crowd coming to its feet. Wong stops, pops, and knocks it down.
That's a tough matchup right there. Isaiah Wong, I was wondering how long Jim Larrañaga was going to leave him on the bench. And that is his 21st point of the night.
He's matched up on Jaden Zachary, who skips it to Brevin Galloway. Galloway off the shot fake, got fouled. And he'll go to the line on the other side. Makai Ashton-Langford and Boston College have made a run, but Isaiah Wong with an answer. He's got 21. Down the stretch they come.
They have not had an answer for him. Step back game on point. He is one of the most difficult shot makers. Jim Larrañaga talked about when he gets it going, he is really difficult to stop. He has been efficient tonight, 7 of 13 from the floor, and I think really in the first half is where he did most of his damage.
He and Miami trying to rubber stamp a double bye in next week's ACC tournament. They can finish as high as 3rd in the conference, trying to get to 13-6 overall. And Brevin Galloway splits at the line, so the margin is 12 with just under 8 to go in the second half.
This is the matchup to watch right here. Makai Ashton-Langford against Isaiah Wong.
Wong gets the switch. It's Gianni Thompson on him. He wants to attack. Step back. Wong hits. Oh, he has been gorgeous with that all night.
I mean, there's not much you can do about that right there. That's a guy, that's an NBA move right there. Through the legs, snatch it back, and then pull up. You're right there with him. That's just one of the best in the ACC going to work, and he has been on fire.
Makai Ashton-Langford with a response. If I could put words on the face that you made to me on that Wong yanking it back, it would be nasty.
I mean, it's just filthy right there how he's able to stop on the dime and pull up.
More backdoor. Lead at 14 for Miami. The fifth-year senior Ashton-Langford found Galloway, and Karnick cleans it up.
Right now, Boston College trading buckets. Down 14, 6:31 to go, and almost they're so difficult to double though, Miami, because they have shooters around.
Waardenburg nearly turned it over. BC thinks it's their ball.
This right here, Isaiah Wong. Can't do it, but then Makai Ashton-Langford matching him. Another deep three for him. He has played really well for Boston College.
All right, who was last to touch this?
Well, the fans definitely felt like it was off Miami.
Could turn into three. It sure looked like it was off Miami.
And that's a tough break for Boston College right here. Now again, easily, yeah, that angle right there, that's off of Waardenburg, but Miami capitalizing, and then again, all set up by their spacing. Miller, who's also been solid for Miami, knocks down his 14th point of the night.
George Mason transfer capitalizes on it, as you said, and it's a 15-point game. Zachary from long range. The three ball has been huge for BC in the second half. BC needs to start stringing together stops. Joseph, no. Zachary off the hesitation, scores off the window, and it's a 10-point ball game.
And just like that, he's got 7 points. Beautiful hesitation move that time by Jaden Zachary.
Wong. Charlie Moore backs it out, matched up with Zachary. Off the Miller ball screen, a switch. Moore operates, bounces for Waardenburg.
Basketball IQ. A lot of guys would have stayed out on the perimeter that time. Charlie Moore, dribble drive, Waardenburg goes back door. And that's just two veteran players making a play when they needed it most.
Langford, no. And that's a great call, Huck. A veteran Miami team has had the responses here in the second half when BC's made runs. Moore gave it up. Miller. Floater rolls off. And Post couldn't hang on to it.
And look at the spacing on this previous play for Miami. Charlie Moore, again, high ball screen. Now, again, look at Waardenburg. A lot of guys would have stayed out on the perimeter. Back turn, spacing and then the timing of the cut and the pass by Charlie Moore.
Now Waardenburg was not on the same page. Moore says that's my bad. 4 minutes to go. Makai Ashton-Langford, no. Stays at this end on the other side. A veteran making a play. Waardenburg away from the ball, off the feed from Charlie Moore. Miami trying to finish it off on the road. From the NBA folks when he went through the draft process, and they showed him the last few years of data and guys who get drafted out of college, and 75% of them go to the NCAA tournament in last year's draft. 55% of them win a game. He's been a big part of this winning culture and this Miami turnaround this year. They score off the turnover.
And a lot of analytics, and rightfully so. They do a lot of research on that. How does your game translate within a team structure to winning? And that's, at the end of the day, what it's about. And certainly he has had a big part in why Miami has had success this year on the court.
He's back into the ball game after dealing with foul trouble here in the second half, playing with 4 fouls. BC in part made its run back here in the second half with McGusty sideline. It's a 12-point game, full court pressure from Boston College. Remember, Miami had issues with that from Virginia Tech at the end of the game Saturday. In the hands of Isaiah Wong. 24 points to his name. Nice find, Waardenburg to Jordan Miller. Zachary can't finish. BC has missed maybe 5 or 6 of those right at the rim here tonight. Coming up on 2:30 left, and Miami can taste it. Trying to improve to 13-6 in conference and get win number 21. Perfect ball movement.
That sums up the night for Miami. Everybody touched the ball. The ball went left to right, into the paint, back out, extra pass, unselfish basketball. At times, they put on a clinic offensively.
Season high 27 for Isaiah Wong on just 15 field goal attempts, 5 of 8 from long range, and Miami's going to grab a double bye in Brooklyn. Wong wanted another. Brevin Galloway back the other way. Moore got his hand in there. BC kept it alive. Karnick, nice feet. Told you it'll be a milestone victory as well, if and when Miami finishes this off. For Jim Larrañaga, they set the program record for wins at Miami, passing Bruce Hale. McGusty turns it over. Ashton-Langford runs it down. Goaltending called, and the margin at 13. Again, here's the layout for the ACC tournament. Duke the 1, Notre Dame the 2, North Carolina the 3, and Miami the 4 as it stands right now.
A lot of interesting matchups as Miami goes for the home run play.
Miami will finish its regular season Saturday in Central New York against Syracuse at the Dome. You can watch that on ESPNU. Boston College on the road as well Saturday at Georgia Tech. We told you because Florida State won, Boston College is assured of playing on day 1 of the ACC tournament.
A lot of interesting matchups in that 8-9 game. Florida State, Syracuse, that is going to be a very very tough matchup. Florida State, again, one of those teams where if they're healthy, and on the flip side, Syracuse, a team, that zone obviously always will have a lot to say. But again, cannot wait as we get closer to the ACC tournament.
It is coming soon. All over our ESPN family of networks next week and into the weekend. But tonight at Connie Forum in Chestnut Hill, Miami takes down Boston College, and the Canes clinch a double bye in the ACC tournament. And in the process, Jim Larrañaga stands alone as the all-time Miami wins leader in program history.
Mike, they took care of business. It started off in the first half. Their defense, 17 points off of turnovers in the first half. And that man right there, Isaiah Wong, 27 points, an efficient